Hi, I'm Tom. I'm the owner of Firearms LLC, and I wanted to go over some firearm safety protocols for the new shooter, or even if you're a veteran shooter, reinforcement of your practices. So let me start out by saying that it's no joke that in the wrong hands, or even in the right hands, that a firearm can be dangerous if used inappropriately, or accidentally the trigger is pulled. It can change a life forever, not to mention a lot of lives around you. So let's keep a couple of things in the back of our minds as firearms are out being handled. So the first thing is always respect the firearm. Unfortunately, the second you disrespect it, it can inadvertently kill you or somebody else around you, even in the next house or a mile down the road. Secondly, is to know your firearm. There's so many types of firearms out there, a lot of calibers, different types of actions, etc., etc. There's different usages, so it's very important to know what type of firearm you have, the safety features about it, and how to use it properly. So with those two in the back of your mind, anytime the firearm is handled, there's really two safety protocols that I like to keep in play. Number one is make sure that you always check to make sure the firearm is unloaded and unchambered. I can't tell you how many times that people forget, and it's such a big issue, that people don't realize that if you take the magazine out, there still could be a bullet in the chamber. Personally, I use two forms of checking the chamber and checking to make sure it's unloaded. I use sight, and I also use the pinky plug. I take my pinky when the slide is open, and I put my pinky into the actual chamber to make sure that there's not a bullet in it, along with a visual image to make sure the bullet's not in there. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a muzzle sweep someone out there in the desert or at the range. Here is my opinion on this. Many people think that once a firearm is checked to be unloaded and unchambered, it's okay to practice with, show someone, clean, etc., with no more concern for the position of the muzzle. However, my point in keeping the muzzle away from anything you don't want to hurt or shoot is for that one very unlikely moment when you make a mistake. Now let's face it, we are human, we make mistakes. It is this moment that is so crucial to you and everyone around you when the firearm accidentally fires a bullet, that the muzzle is never aiming at something or someone you don't want to hit. Why take the chance? Make it a conscious habit to maintain the muzzle in a safe direction, so even if you do make this unlikely mistake, it is just a little embarrassing rather than a very sad, life-changing event for everyone. Not to mention, if you cross somebody with a muzzle at the range or just shooting out in the desert, you will most likely have a very pissed off person. Okay, let's review the 4 factors that I have proposed here today. Number 1 is respect the firearm. Number 2 was know the firearm. Number 3 is check and make sure that it is unloaded and unchambered. And number 4, make sure that muzzle is always pointed in a safe direction. I really hope you found this video informative, and I hope you put these safety protocols into your own practices to make everybody an active, safe shooter.